In today's show, analyst who called the $6,400 bottom says Bitcoin is soon to take off towards $100,000. The crypto analyst we're talking about is Dave the Wave. He suggested that the crypto is still on a clear trajectory to enter a 6-digit price point in the coming 2 to 3 years. He took to crypto Twitter sharing, "This is it, the turbulence before the takeoff." We'll be breaking this down in today's show. Also in today's episode, Bitcoin still on track for massive gains after the halving. Taking a look at what popular crypto analyst Plan B has to share. He wrote, Bitcoin halving, 2 months to go, 2 more blue dots, then red, rocket ship to the moon. We'll be discussing the stock to flow model as well as some Bitcoin price predictions post-halving. Also in today's show, Bitcoin price avoids the $8,200 mirror stock to flow creators forecast projected. Plan B said, remember last month's forecast that Bitcoin will stay above 8,200? So far, so good. And the indicator just flipped to 8,600 for March close. Risky, but with Bitcoin now at about 8,500, I like to share it out as a sample test. Note this is totally different than the stock to flow model, and I'll be breaking this down for you in today's show. Also, we'll be taking a look at the overall cryptocurrency market. We just started pumping literally a few hours ago. Bitcoin's trading at 8,720. Where's the Bitcoin price likely to go from here? And what about the alts? What's happening with the market? Find out all this plus so much more in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day, so be sure to smash that subscribe button and click that bell icon to receive notifications of the latest premium crypto news as soon as it's released and uploaded here on the channel. And before we kick off today's show, if interested in tapping into OPM, other people's money to grow your wealth and crypto portfolio, smash the link right below the video in the description. All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV, and let's dive right into today's top story. Analyst who called the $6,400 bottom says Bitcoin is soon to take off towards 6 digits. It goes without saying that Bitcoin's price action over the past few days has shaken many digital asset investors in the industry. The crash from 10,000 to 8,400 liquidated dozens of millions worth of leveraged positions, forcing many on the sidelines, data from skew.com shows. And once more, fears of a steeper correction have grown, with Bitcoin's failure to bounce back suggesting to some that cryptocurrencies will fall even lower. Despite these fears, a top analyst, one who has a good portion of the crypto market's price action over the past few months, is suggesting that Bitcoin will soon take off. Few have called Bitcoin's price action as well as Dave the Wave over the past few months. In the middle of last year, the analyst predicted a retracement to 6,400 when the asset was rallying above 10,000. And more recently, he called for a retracement from 11,000 to 8,500. Now he's starting to lean bullish once again on Sunday. The trader suggested that Bitcoin's in the midst of turbulence before takeoff, pointing to a chart that shows the current price action in the crypto market is reminiscent to that of late 2016, just months before Bitcoin began its rally from $800 to $20,000 in a year's time. And taking a look at this tweet from crypto analyst Dave the Wave, he wrote, "This is it, the turbulence before the takeoff." And here's the graphs, which I will also include in the show notes below the video in the description so you can check them out, compare them, and go from there. And in a previous tweet, Dave the Wave indicated that the consolidation or turbulence, as he most recently dubbed it, in the crypto market could last around 2 months. Dave's latest analysis shortly after Polar Hunt, another trader, made a similar observation, which we covered on yesterday's show, so if you missed it, be sure to check it out, that the current price action is reminiscent of that seen prior to the 2016 halving. Polar's chart suggests that Bitcoin could follow the previous market cycle to the T. The asset will soon surge to $18,000, a gain of over 100% from the current price of $8,550 by the time of the halving. So where will the rally take Bitcoin? Although Dave the Wave did not mention his long-term targets in that tweet, he suggested previously that the crypto could be on the verge of a 1,000% rally. The analyst suggested that the crypto is still on a clear trajectory to enter a 6-digit price point in the coming 2 2 to 3 years. And here's what he had to share on crypto Twitter. For those getting stuck or confused on the shorter term call, here's my view going forward. If you're a holder investor, ignore the short term calls and focus on the medium long term. Main point being a consolidation to the buy zone would set Bitcoin up nicely for its run. Dave backed this prediction by pointing out that crypto is on the verge of finishing a fractal correction and is about to break past of a long-term descendant trend line, which marked the 2 swing tops over the past 2 years. A move past the trend line would soon line up with the long-term buying zone for Bitcoin, is likely to kick off a rally to $100,000, the trader suggested. This lofty prediction can be backed up by the famous stock-to-flow model from Plan B, which we'll be covering here shortly in the show. A pseudo-anonymous quantitative analyst working for a European institution. The model equates Bitcoin's scarcity to its market cap, suggesting that after the May 2020 block reward halving, Bitcoin will have a fair price of around $55,000 to $100,000. And now for our next story of the day, Bitcoin still on track for massive gains after the halving. Bitcoin spent the weekend consolidating in the mid 8,000 zone. Following a week of sharp declines through several levels of support, the stock-to-flow model is still holding course, through which means big gains could be ahead after the halving. Bitcoin has corrected around 20% from its 2020 peak to yesterday's low of just over 8,400. It has held in the mid $8,000 range for a couple of days low, leading analysts to believe that the bottom could be in. And with just 70 days to go left until the halving, analyst Plan B revisited the stock-to-flow model, noting that things are right on track with it. Taking a look at his tweet, he wrote, Bitcoin halving, 2 months to go, 2 more blue dots, then red, rocket ship to the moon. And checking out some of the replies to this prediction, Bruce Wayne wrote, you don't think coronavirus will affect this? And Plan B responded, no. All risk in 2009 to 2019 also didn't impact stock-to-flow. Stock-to-flow seems to find a subtle balance between Bitcoin fundamental value and all external events like corona, war, and disasters and other factors temporarily impacting Bitcoin price. The stock-to-flow model examines the relationship between the production of supply and the current stock available. Using this model, the analyst predicted a rise to around $80,000 to $100,000 in the months following the halving. Previous events in 2012 and 2016 saw huge rallies in the years that followed, and many are expecting that 2021 could be even bigger for Bitcoin than this year. There has been some critique of this model, with the efficient market hypothesis being the best argument against it, essentially stating that the model is based on publicly available information and therefore the analysis and conclusion must be already priced in. So if EMH is not applicable, then there will be indeed a huge gain for Bitcoin following the halving, but not necessarily before it. How about mining mayhem? Fellow trader and analyst Anandran has been looking at hash ribbons and has commented that the cost of mining will become unprofitable at current prices after the block reward is cut in two. And taking a look at his tweet here on crypto Twitter, he wrote, hash ribbons ain't looking so good as halving is approaching. Mining cost right now is $7,700. Bitcoin should rally to over 15,000 in the before halving if miners want to feed their family. Pump it for the miners and their family. It has been reported that a Bitcoin price of 15,000 would be needed after the halving to support profitable mining. There has been talk of miner capitulation and death spirals, but it has all been seen before. During the 2018 crypto winter, miners took a break as it was no longer profitable to continue. If hash rates continue to climb, it's currently near its peak at 120 EHS, but Bitcoin price remains at current levels after the halving. The returns for mining could sink to those not seen since that period. Miners would be forced to spend more on upgraded hardware such as Bitmain's latest S19 Pro Antminer, or unplug their rigs until such times that prices make operating more profitable again. The next couple of months will be interesting, to say the least, for Bitcoin and could dictate performance over the next couple of years. So what are your thoughts surrounding this halving? Do you think we will soar and lead to new all-time highs? Do you believe the stock-to-flow model is accurate and will maintain its $85 or $8,600 bottom for the month of March now that we've maintained the $8,200 bottom for February? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. And before we get to our next story of the day of Bitcoin price avoiding that $8,200 mirror stock-to-flow creators forecast, which was projected by Plan B recently on crypto Twitter, let's take a look at the overall cryptocurrency market. As you can see, Bitcoin's up 1.8%, currently trading above $8,700. We had a nice little pump within the past few hours hours for the entire crypto market. Ethereum up 0.75%, trading at $223. XRP in the red, trading at 23 cents. Miss Litecoin up about 1%, trading just below $60. BSV up 6%, trading at $236. BCH up 2.5%, trading at $321. EOS up 0.83%, trading at $3.59. Link is back in the green, up 1.3%, trading at $4.12. So as you can see, the market is just starting to pump once again. And now for our last story of the day, let's dig right in. Bitcoin may have shed 11% in a week, but it's actually performing exactly like one of the industry's most famous analysts predicted in a tweet on March 1st. Plan B, creator of the well-known stock to flow Bitcoin price forecasting model, said that around 8,500 was wholly on schedule. And here's the tweet he actually shared. Remember last month's forecast that Bitcoin will stay above 8,200? So far, so good. And the indicator just flipped to 8,600 for March's close. Risky with Bitcoin now at below 8,500 at the time of this tweet, even though we're currently trading right now at this moment above 8,700. But I like to share it out as a sample test. Note, this is totally different than the stock to flow model. Liam responded, very long term, I can see how fancy math can explain price, but fancy math can never explain short-term price movement in my opinion. So monthly predictions, really? Let's see. Plan B responded, it is not a price prediction, but a floor. So the forecast is that Bitcoin will not end March below 8,600, but it can be 9,000, 10,000, whatever, everything above 8,600. This floor is more interesting now when Bitcoin is below it than when Bitcoin is 10,000 or higher. In February, he predicted that Bitcoin might lose its 200-day moving average support, but would ultimately stay above 8,200. And the prognosis ultimately became a reality last week. The 200-day moving average provided bullish hope to traders after it flipped from resistance to support in February, but recent volatility reversed its role for Plan B. However, there is no cause for concern. Sharing data from his Bitcoin price indicator, he said the outlook had in fact improved to 8,600. Here's what he said, so far so good, and the indicator just flipped to 8,600. He wrote in the accompanying comments, while the price forecast is a separate entity, stock to flow currently calls for an average of around 8,650, which is precisely where we're currently at. For Bitcoin prior to its May 2020 block reward halving. Thereafter, the model says that gains will take Bitcoin an order of magnitude higher than even before. Plan B has fended off criticism of this work in recent weeks, appearing to agree with the counter argument that those who doubt stock to flow's value have failed to prove it. Touche. Bitcoin's price and stock to flow are coin integrated, he stated last week, reposting the long-term stock to flow trajectory. In a separate tweet, meanwhile, Plan B added he did not foresee negative progress for Bitcoin in terms of network strength following the halving. During the 2012 and 2016 events, he noted Bitcoin's network difficulty increased. This year, the hash rate, which is currently near all-time highs, should likewise continue to expand. And as we can see in the graph, this is the Bitcoin difficulty behavior forecast for the 2020 halving, and the source is coming from Plan B on Twitter. He wrote, I don't know. He responded when asked what kind of events could reverse Bitcoin's bullish fortunes in May. He said, I don't see a decreasing hash rate after the halving as a probable scenario because number one, after 2012 and 2016 halvings hash rate increased, and number two, miners already invested in new hardware that is more efficient than the S9, and this replacing of old HW will continue next month. So what are your thoughts surrounding the stock to flow model and the forecast from the one and only Plan B? He's personally one of my favorite analysts, as the stock to flow model has been proven accurate for the longest time. However, I am open-minded, and I also note that anything is possible in crypto. What are your thoughts? Drop me a comment right down below. And checking out the overall cryptocurrency market cap, we're currently sitting at $250 billion. And doesn't that just sound sexy to say it? And the 24-hour volume is 142 billion in the last 24 hours, and the current BTC dominance is 63.9%. And taking a look at the top gainers in the top 100, we have Bitcoin leading the pack, up almost 23%. Trading at 0.0005, Ren up 11%, trading at 5 cents, Nexo up 11%, trading at 16 cents, Terra up 11%, trading at 25 cents, Chili's up 10%, trading at 1 cent, and V Systems up 10%, trading at 4 cents. And now for the biggest losers, Kyber Network down 10%, trading at 69 cents. Molecular Future down 10%, trading at just below 60 cents. DX Chain Token down 8%, trading at 0.001. Power Ledger down almost 8%, trading at 10 cents. Synthetics Network down 4%, trading at 83 cents. And Hedge Trade down 3%, trading at $2.40. And checking out the BitMEX margins, we can see the bulls are finally back in control, leading with about 10 million in superiority in the last 24 hours, with longs leading 50.2% versus 49.7% shorts. Are you bullish or bearish on Bitcoin right now? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're currently rated a 38 in fear. Yesterday was a 39 in fear. Last week was a 44 in fear, and last month a 56 in greed. If you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, it is definitely one of my favorite indicators as to what's going on in the market. Extreme fear can be a sign that investors are too worried. That can be a great buying opportunity. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. And taking a look at the Bitcoin block reward halving countdown, 70 days left, 13 hours, 36 minutes, and 56 seconds. But who's counting? This guy. That's who. The estimated time of the Bitcoin halving is set for May 12th, which is literally 70 days out. I personally am feeling very bullish surrounding this event, which only occurs every 4 years. How about yourself? Do you feel we will reach new all-time highs for Bitcoin, surpassing the $20,000 mark, which was set back in December of 2017? I'm pretty bullish on it, but I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments right down below. And I want to remind you to check out the description right below this video by clicking on Show More right down below in the description for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the market, followed by some very helpful resources for you to plug into, including the blog to my podcast, which could be found at cryptonewsyes.com. This is updated every single day, in which you could download the latest episode of the show. Of course, you can subscribe on YouTube, and you're a smart cryptopreneur, so I'm going to assume you've already done so. Wink, wink. And also all the major podcasting platforms, including iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, tune in. So whichever community you're active in, please help support the show. It means a lot. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter, receive daily crypto news alerts. And I also have a private crypto Facebook group with over 17,000 cryptopreneurs from all over the world. So if you'd like to plug in, all you need to do is click this link and request to join, and I'll plug you in. And I also have a private crypto Telegram chat. All you need to do to become a part of this is click this link from a mobile device, and you'll automatically be added. Well, that's going to conclude today's show. As always, I appreciate you tuning in and journeying along with me inside this crypto matrix. If you gain value out of today's show, be sure to smash that subscribe button and click that bell icon to receive notifications of the latest premium crypto news.